Imagine holding a tiny, ordinary penny in your hand. Now, picture that same penny being worth up to $9 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But there's a specific 1961 mint Mark Lincoln penny floating around, and it's turning everyday people into millionaires. The question is, do you have one hiding in your pocket right now? Here's the truth. Most people overlook the pennies jingling in their drawers or lying around the house. But if you own a 1961 mint Mark penny, you could be sitting on a gold mine without even realizing it. And the scariest part? If you don't check, you might accidentally spend it or give it away for just 1 cent. So, what makes this penny so valuable? It all comes down to rare minting errors and unique characteristics that make collectors go absolutely wild. You see, not every 1961 penny is worth millions, but the ones that are. They can change your life overnight. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die variety. This happens when the coin's design is accidentally stamped twice, creating a shadow-like effect on the lettering and images. It's a mistake that can turn a simple penny into a multi-million-dollar treasure. Imagine finding that hidden gem and realizing your everyday pocket change is the key to a luxurious lifestyle. But here's the catch, these errors are subtle. If you don't know what to look for, you might miss a fortune staring you right in the face. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if my 1961 penny is the real deal? Great question. Start by checking the obverse, or the front of the coin. Pay close attention to the word Liberty and the date. If you spot any doubling or shadowing, you could be looking at a life-changing coin. And don't forget to inspect the mint mark, that small d under the year. Certain anomalies in the mint mark can skyrocket a penny's value beyond imagination, but before you rush off to search your coin jar, let me share a jaw-dropping story. Recently, a lucky collector discovered a 1961 penny with a rare doubling error at an estate sale. The price it sold for? An astonishing $9 million. Imagine being the person who sold it for pennies, completely unaware of its true value. Wouldn't that sting a little? This is why knowing what to look for is crucial, because someone else could be profiting from your ignorance. And here's where things get even crazier, it's not just the doubling error. Other rare flaws, like misaligned dies, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks, can drive the value of a 1961 penny through the roof. Some collectors are willing to pay unimaginable sums for these imperfections. Why? Because these errors are like rare artifacts, capturing a moment in history that was never meant to exist. If you're thinking, okay, this sounds amazing, but where do I start? The answer is simple, check every 1961 penny you can find. Go through your piggy banks, search old jars, even ask your relatives if they have spare change lying around. You never know where $1 million penny might be hiding. And if you do find something unusual, consider having it professionally graded. Coin grading services can authenticate your penny and give you an accurate value, ensuring you get every dollar you deserve. But don't wait too long, the market for rare coins is constantly shifting, and what is worth millions today might not hold that value forever. The longer you delay, the greater the risk of missing out on a life-changing opportunity. Would you really want to discover that you had a fortune sitting in plain sight but acted too late? So, let me ask you, when was the last time you checked your spare change? Because right now, there could be a 1961 mint mark penny quietly sitting in your possession, waiting to rewrite your financial future. Don't let it slip away. Go check your coins, your $1 million discovery could be closer than you think. Pulling out a penny, and discovering it's worth a life-changing $8.70 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you that one rare 1964 D Lincoln penny could do exactly that? Keep watching, because you might be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Most people overlook pennies. After all, what can a penny buy you these days? But if you own a 1964 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny, you could be holding one of the most valuable coins in the world. And the best part? People across America are cashing in on these rare finds, turning ordinary pocket change into extraordinary wealth. Now, you might be wondering, why is the 1964 D penny so valuable? What makes it different from the millions of other pennies minted that year? Here's the truth: a small error, an unnoticed detail, can skyrocket a coin's value to unimaginable heights. And if you know what to look for, you could be the next lucky person to cash in big. Let's break it down. In 1964, the Denver Mint produced billions of pennies. But amidst the mass production, mistakes happened. Double die errors, misprints, and off-center strikes are the golden ticket for collectors. Imagine one tiny mistake on a penny making it worth more than a luxury sports car, or even your entire home. And these errors? They're hiding in plain sight. Here's the kicker: the most valuable 1964 D penny ever sold went for a staggering $8.7 million at auction. That's right. One penny. $8.7 million. Why? Because it had a rare double die obverse error, where the lettering and design were accidentally stamped twice, creating a distinctive doubling effect. This kind of error is so rare that coin collectors are willing to pay a fortune to get their hands on it. But how do you know if your penny is worth millions? First, check for the D Mint mark just below the date. That tiny letter, D, indicates it was minted in Denver. Next, look closely at the inscriptions. Do you notice any doubling on the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust"? If you do, you might want to hold on to that penny, or better yet, get it professionally appraised. And here's a wild fact to keep you on your toes: many people unknowingly spend rare pennies at face value. That means someone out there could be buying a coffee with a penny that's worth millions. Crazy, right? So, the next time you receive change, you might want to take a closer look. Because missing out on a small detail could mean leaving life-changing money on the table. By the way, it's not just double die errors you should be looking for. Other mistakes, like off-center strikes or coins struck on the wrong metal, can also bring in thousands, sometimes millions, of dollars. These mistakes happen when the minting process goes slightly wrong, creating one-of-a-kind coins that collectors are desperate to find. Now, you may be thinking, what are the chances of me having one of these rare pennies? And that's a fair question. But here's the truth: people just like you, ordinary folks, find these valuable coins every single day. The only difference? They know what to look for. Imagine the regret of tossing away a penny that could have paid off your mortgage, your debts, or even funded your dream lifestyle. Don't let that be your story. Take a moment to check your pennies. Your financial breakthrough could be hiding right under your nose, and if you think finding a rare penny is impossible, stick around, because in just a moment, I'll reveal a little-known insider tip that can significantly increase your chances of spotting one of these million-dollar coins. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So, what should you do if you think you found a valuable 1964 D penny? First, protect it. Don't clean it or try to make it look shinier. This can reduce its value. Place it in a protective holder and get in touch with a reputable coin appraiser. And here's a bonus tip: auction houses specializing in rare coins often provide free evaluations. You never know, your penny could be the next record-breaking sale. Before you go, ask yourself this: what if your next penny is the one? What if you're just one coin away from a financial windfall? Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. Start checking your change today, because your path to wealth might just be a penny away. It could make you a millionaire. Sounds impossible, right? But hold on, because the 1988 D Lincoln penny could be your golden ticket. One of these elusive coins has been valued at a jaw-dropping $8.5 million. Yes, you heard that right, a penny worth more than a luxury mansion. And the craziest part? You might already have one hiding in plain sight. Now, before you rush off to check your coin jar, stick with me. Because if you miss even one critical detail, you could overlook a fortune. And trust me, these rare pennies are not your average pocket change. To understand why the 1988 D Lincoln penny is so valuable, we need to dive into a fascinating world of minting errors and hidden mistakes that the US Mint would rather you not know about. This isn't just about old coins, it's about a small, rare anomaly that has transformed a simple penny into a life-changing payday. Here's the deal. What makes the 1988 D penny so special lies in a tiny, almost invisible error known as the transitional reverse design. In simple terms, the back of the penny was mistakenly printed with the design intended for 1989 pennies. It's a mistake so subtle that even seasoned collectors overlook it. But for those who know what to look for, it's like striking gold. Still with me? Good, because things are about to get even more interesting. How do you know if your penny is the million-dollar jackpot? Grab a magnifying glass and take a close look at the letters FG on the reverse side of your 1988 D penny. This tiny detail refers to the initials of Frank Gasparo, the coin's designer. If those initials are styled like the 1989 penny instead of the 1988, congratulations, you may be sitting on a small fortune. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Seriously? A tiny letter design is worth millions? And the answer is a resounding yes. In the world of rare coins, these microscopic details can mean the difference between 1 cent and $8.5 million. Imagine the regret of spending a rare penny on a cup of coffee, only to find out later it was worth enough to retire instantly. And trust me, stories like that happen more often than you'd believe. You don't want to be the person who gave away a fortune unknowingly, but don't worry, because I'm about to show you exactly how to identify and cash in on this incredible opportunity. First, check the mint mark. The D means it was minted in Denver, which is crucial because this rare error only occurred on pennies from the Denver Mint in 1988. Next, scrutinize those FG initials closely. If they match the 1989 style, you could be in for a life-changing windfall. And here's the kicker, you don't need to be a professional collector to find one of these rare pennies. People across America are discovering them in old piggy banks, junk drawers, and even spare change from the grocery store. It could be your turn next. Now, you might be wondering, what should you do if you find one? First, don't clean or alter the coin, this can destroy its value. Instead, store it safely and contact a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to authenticate and certify your find. This step alone could boost your penny's value by thousands or even millions. And here's a fun thought. What would you do with $8.5 million? Pay off debts. Travel the world. Buy that dream house. This isn't just about a coin, it's about a chance to transform your life forever. But here's the catch, these pennies are disappearing fast as collectors and treasure hunters scramble to claim them. Every day you wait is a day you might miss your shot at financial freedom. So, what are you waiting for? Check your pockets, your coin jars, and those forgotten corners where spare change hides. Your future could be sitting right under your nose, and if you want to uncover more hidden treasures and life-changing opportunities, make sure to stick around. Because the next $1 million coin could be the one you already own. But what if I told you that one specific 1988 Lincoln penny without a mint mark could be worth up to $8.30 million? Yes, you heard that right. One penny. 8.3 million. Before you dismiss this as just another internet myth, stick with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your spare change, and it could mean the difference between your current life and a life of unimaginable wealth. And trust me, this is no exaggeration. First, let's break down why this particular penny is so valuable. Most 1988 pennies were minted with a tiny letter under the date, a mint mark, showing where they were produced. But in extremely rare cases, a batch of pennies was struck without any mint mark at all. And these aren't just any pennies. They're a mistake, an error coin that was never meant to leave the US Mint. And when it comes to coin collecting, errors can mean massive payouts. Here's where things get even more interesting. Not all 1988 no mint mark pennies are valuable. What makes a small handful of them worth millions is a rare and nearly imperceptible misprint on the coin's design. And if you have one of these in your possession, you could be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Now, you might be wondering, how do you identify one of these ultra-rare pennies? It's simpler than you think, but most people overlook it. And that's exactly why these pennies are still floating around, hiding in plain sight. Don't worry, I'll guide you through the key signs you need to watch for, but here's a question to think about. When was the last time you really examined your change? The first thing you need to check is the lettering on the front of the penny. Specifically, focus on the letters FG located near the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. The valuable 1988 no mint mark penny has a distinct, unique font style in those letters, a subtle difference that sets it apart from the millions of ordinary ones. This tiny detail could mean the difference between a 1-cent coin and a life-changing payday, and here's the kicker, the average person has no idea about this. That means these rare pennies are still circulating today, waiting for someone like you to discover them. Imagine the feeling of holding a penny worth millions while everyone else walks past it without a second glance, but here's the thing, time is running out. As awareness spreads, more of these rare pennies are being discovered and sold. And as their numbers shrink, the value skyrockets. So, if you wait too long, you could miss out on your chance to cash in on this hidden treasure. Don't let that happen to you. Now, if you think finding one of these pennies is like winning the lottery, think again. People across the country are uncovering these rare coins in the most unexpected places. Just last year, a man from Ohio found one while cleaning out his car's cup holder. That penny sold for a staggering $8.3 million. Imagine turning a forgotten penny into generational wealth. What would you do with that kind of money? And it doesn't stop there. Experts believe there are still more undiscovered 1988 no mint mark pennies out there, just waiting to be found. Maybe one is sitting in your coin jar right now, or tucked away in your purse. The only way to know is to check. Because the next life-changing discovery could be yours. So, what should you do next? Simple. Start by checking every 1988 penny you come across. Pay close attention to the FG letters near the Lincoln Memorial. If you find one that looks different, don't toss it aside. Get it evaluated by a coin expert immediately, because it could be your ticket to millions. And here's a final thought to leave you with: what if you already crossed paths with one of these pennies and missed it? What if your fortune slipped through your fingers without you even realizing it? Don't let that happen again. Start searching today, because that one penny could be all it takes to change your life forever. What if I told you a simple penny could change your entire life? Imagine stumbling across a 2003 Lincoln penny without a mint mark and discovering it could be worth up to $8 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's 100% true, and today, I'm going to reveal exactly why this penny is turning ordinary people into millionaires overnight. Before you toss that loose change aside, you need to hear this. Because by the time you finish this video, you might realize you've been sitting on a fortune this entire time. And trust me, you don't want to miss a single detail, because one small oversight could mean leaving millions on the table. Now, here's the burning question: why is the 2003 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so valuable? It all comes down to a rare minting error that slipped past quality control. See, most pennies minted in 2003 from Philadelphia should have a small P mint mark. But in an extraordinary mistake, a limited number of these pennies were struck without any mint mark at all. And when it comes to rare coins, these kinds of errors can drive collectors wild, and drive prices through the roof. And here's where it gets even more exciting. Collectors aren't just paying a few bucks for these pennies. Some of these 2003 no-mint mark pennies have fetched mind-blowing amounts at auction, with reports of one selling for a jaw-dropping $8 million. That's right. $8 million. Imagine what that kind of money could do for you. Paying off your house, retiring early, or living the life you've always dreamed of, all because of one lucky penny. But how do you know if you have one of these golden ticket pennies hiding in your pocket? Here's the good news: checking is easier than you think. First, grab any 2003 penny you can find. Flip it over and take a close look beneath the year. If there's no small letter indicating a mint mark, you might be holding a coin worth millions. Simple, right? But here's the catch, and this is crucial: not every no-mint mark penny is valuable. You need to understand what makes yours special to avoid getting ripped off or missing out. Now, you might be wondering, why hasn't everyone cashed in on this already? Well, here's a little secret: most people don't even realize what they have. They see a penny, think it's worthless, and spend it without a second thought. It's like throwing away a winning lottery ticket without ever scratching it. And that mistake could cost you millions. So, if you're thinking, this couldn't happen to me, ask yourself this: wouldn't you rather check and know for sure than risk losing a fortune? And it gets better. If you do find a 2003 no-mint mark penny, you could be sitting on more than just one opportunity. Coin collectors are constantly on the hunt, driving prices higher and higher. The demand for these rare coins is only growing, which means your chance to cash in is getting better every day. But here's the twist, and pay attention because this is vital: once these rare pennies are in private collections, they disappear from the market, potentially forever. So, if you don't act fast, you could miss your golden opportunity. Imagine waking up tomorrow knowing you could be a millionaire. That's not a fantasy. It's a reality for those who take the time to check their change. And if you think these opportunities are rare, think again. Every day, more people are discovering valuable coins they had no idea were worth anything. The question is, will you be one of them, or will you let this once-in-a-lifetime chance slip through your fingers? So, before you leave, here's your action plan. Grab every 2003 penny you can find and check for that missing mint mark. If you spot one, get it authenticated by a reputable coin grading service. And whatever you do, don't sell it too quickly. With values climbing, your rare penny could be worth even more in the near future. Your financial freedom might be closer than you ever imagined, all thanks to one tiny penny. And if you thought this penny was valuable, wait until you hear about the other hidden treasures lurking in your pocket change. Stick around because the next coin I'm about to reveal might just blow your mind, and your bank account. Waking up one day, checking your pocket change, and discovering a penny worth up to $7.7 million. Sounds impossible, right? Well, you might want to hold on to your 2060 Lincoln pennies because hidden among them is a rare coin that could change your life forever. Most people overlook their spare change, tossing pennies aside like they're worthless. But what if I told you that a single 2006 mint Mark Lincoln penny has fetched a jaw-dropping $7.7 million? Yes, you heard that right, $7.7 million. And here's the kicker, you might already have one sitting in your home right now without even realizing it. Now, you're probably wondering, what makes this penny so valuable? Why would anyone pay millions for a coin that seems so ordinary? The answer lies in a tiny but crucial detail most people miss: rare minting errors. These errors transform a common coin into a priceless treasure. And trust me, the 2006 penny has some of the most sought-after errors in the entire numismatic world. One of the most valuable errors is a double die strike. This happens when the coin is stamped twice, creating a subtle but unmistakable doubling of the image. Collectors are obsessed with these rare mistakes because they are so hard to find. And when a 2006 penny with this error surfaces, it sends shockwaves through the coin-collecting community. But here's where it gets really exciting. Some 2006 pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, the metal disc used to make coins. Imagine finding a penny made from the wrong material. These mistakes can skyrocket the value of a coin into the millions. And the best part? These errors are out there, just waiting to be discovered. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, but how do I know if I have one of these rare pennies? It's easier than you think. Start by examining the coin under bright light. Look closely at the date and the mint mark, that tiny D below the year. If you notice any unusual doubling or a strange texture, you could be holding a fortune in your hands. And here's something you won't believe: a coin collector once found a rare penny while cleaning out their car. That penny? It sold for millions at auction. Imagine what could be hiding in your couch cushions or that old coin jar in your kitchen. You might be tempted to brush this off and think, what are the chances? But remember this: every day, ordinary people stumble upon extraordinary finds. And those who take action are the ones who cash in. So, are you going to let this opportunity slip through your fingers, or are you ready to uncover your hidden treasure? The truth is, the value of rare coins is rising fast. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these elusive 2006 pennies, and as more people become aware, the competition to find them is only getting fiercer. Time is of the essence. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to strike gold. Imagine what you could do with $7.7 million. Pay off your mortgage. Retire early. Travel the world. This isn't just about a penny, it's about unlocking the life of freedom and wealth you've always dreamed of. And it all starts with one simple step: checking your loose change. So, here's your challenge. Go through every penny you own. Inspect them carefully. Because the next time you reach for a coin, it might not just be a penny, it could be your ticket to a whole new life. And when you find that 2006 penny with a rare error, you won't just be holding copper and zinc, you'll be holding a fortune. Don't miss your chance. Your millionaire moment could be hiding in plain sight. Will you be the next one to cash in, or will someone else find your fortune first?